Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Central Victoria, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to October, the whole month of Halloween. For today's project, we are making one of these gorgeous little treat boxes. Now we have a jack-o'-lantern and they're the perfect little size for a treat. Inside, each one holds 2 individually wrapped Mentos lollies. So you could certainly put a lot of different things in there though. But this is the first one. It's a jack-o'-lantern. We have Frankenstein. We have a mummy. And also a vampire. So cute. Now this is not actually my original idea. I saw on Pinterest a kids website for crafts, Halloween crafts, and they made these designs with toilet roll holders. So I've come up with a little box which I think is a little bit better of an idea than a toilet roll holder, but these are perfect as little treats to give out as well. So we're making this gorgeous little jack-o'-lantern here, but each one of these are so easy to make. Cutting a little bit of trim, popping a little bit of scraps, and all these were made with scraps. I haven't used anything extra. Some bobble eyes. This is just some torn strips of Whisper White and some bobble eyes. And we have a triangle of real red cardstock. I've just used a punch to punch out a piece for his hair. Added a couple of bobble eyes and just cut a few triangles for his teeth, and that is just a marker there. So really simple to use, but we're going to make this one today. So for this project, the supplies you're going to need are the Harvest Hellos stamp set, and we're really only using the jack-o'-lantern face, the little spring here, and the leaf. Oh, and the stalk too, let's not forget the stalk. The inks, we have Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and we also have Pumpkin Pie and Old Olive. For this little pumpkin here, we are using the 1.5 inch circle punch. I have a sponge dauber for the Pumpkin Pie ink. And for the kit here, the box is made with a piece of 4x4 pumpkin pie cardstock, and then I just have some scraps. So I have crumb cake for the stalk, a piece of pumpkin pie for the pumpkin pie circle, a scrap of pear pizzazz, and a scrap of Whisper White as well. So let's get this box made first, and this box is the same way I made the box for every single one here. Let's move them over a little bit. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer. Get rid of that blade. We only need the scoring blade there. So like I said, this measures 4 by 4 inches. And on the first side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use it on this side here because it's just a little bit easier to score with. And then I'm going to turn it around so the 1/2 inch is now on this side. The next one we're going to score at is 1 inch. Then 2 1/4 inch. And 2 3/4. Then I'm going to turn it over to the other side. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. I'm going to just switch it back over, so my 1/2 inch is now over this side. The next one's going to be 3 inches and 3.5 inches. So this is what we're left with. I'm going to fold and burnish all those score lines there. Bring in that bone folder. Now these are only little, they're only a little treat, but it would makes someone so happy to receive something like this. It's a real thoughtful gift. So that is what we're left with. I'm going to bring in my template here. And this is the way the template is. So we have the 2 score lines down here and only 1 up here. So let me bring in a pen and I'll just show you what parts we're getting rid of. So this last corner over here, the little square, we're getting rid of that one. We're also getting rid of this square and this square and this one. So we're getting rid of the three on that corner. We'll also get rid of this one and this one here. So let's do some of that cutting off. So we'll get rid of those ones that I've marked already. And you can find this template, this one here, on my blog as well, just to help you out. Now we've got all those edges off, but we need to make a few little nicks just to make it go together a little bit better. So we're going to cut up all these score lines. And that is our bottom of our box, this one here. Coming back to the top, we're going to cut up all those other score lines. And our 2 little tabs here, these little ones here, we're just going to notch in on each side. So not taking a real lot off, just so the box goes together a little bit easier. Actually, I need to get rid of this one as well. Should have got rid of that one. That's better, that looks better. Okay, so we want to take off a little bit on either side. That's what's actually going to go inside the box. So you do need to notch off those ones really well. And this is our side of our box where we're popping it together, so let's take off a little bit as well. So quite a bit taken off. This is our top of our box. That's what we're left with. So I'm going to bring in some tear and tape to pop the box together. I'm just going to put it along this edge here. It is a pretty simple box. I don't make really hard boxes. And we're just going to line up all our edges there. Okay. Popping our 2 tabs down. Now because our box closes this way, this is the front of the box, box closes to the back. So our front of our box, this tab's going to go down last. So let's pop a little bit of Tombow glue in on those tabs. And then I'm going to pop this one down because our front of our box is going to go down last over the top, and that just makes the box go together just that little bit better. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue down on that one as well. Pop the bone folder down just to push those edges down so it holds, the glue holds really well. Okay, now we're right to bring in our little scraps, and let's create our little pumpkin. So the jack-o'-lantern face we're going to stamp onto the pumpkin pie cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink. Let's stamp him down. And this piece is a lot bigger than I need it to be. Just going to make it easier popping it through the punch. So cute. And while we have the Memento Tuxedo black ink out, I'm going to stamp the little spring. I know there's a different name for that, but I can't think of it. That's on the Whisper White. I'm going to bring in the stem and just stamp that down on the crumb cake. And we have the Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to bring that leaf in. Beautiful. So before we fussy cut those ones out, I want to bring in the sponge dauber, and you could use Pear Pizzazz. I wanted Old Olive just to give it that little bit of darkness to it. I'm just going to sponge a bit of that down on top. So let's fussy cut all these little elements out. So those little elements are all cut out. Let's bring in the 1.5 inch circle punch. And we're just going to punch him out. I'm going to bring in that pumpkin pie sponge dauber. And let's just ink around the edge. Makes him a little bit more scarier than cute. Still looks cute. So I like to put these little elements on with a glue dot. I just found it a little bit easier than popping glue all over myself. So I'm just going to pop all these elements into an edge of a glue dot. Okay. You pick it up with a tool, it can be a little bit easier. Let's bring this little spring in. Looks pretty cute, doesn't it? And I'll pop that up on a couple of dimensionals. Let's bring some dimensionals in. Now one thing you can do as well is just go around the box with a sponge dauber. That I didn't do with my other box. Let's see which looks better. I think with a little bit of sponging it's going to look better. Pop him down. So cute. Let's stick a couple of the mints in. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. And there we have some gorgeous little Halloween treats. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you could leave me a comment. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. And all the measurements and supplies can be found over on my blog, where you can also have a link to my online store if you would like to purchase any Stampin' Up supplies. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all back here very soon. Bye bye.